Okay, yes, I need to buy. We've already put the scaffolding provision to cement the first floor of this unit. So this is the last unit. You can see the scaffolding already. This unit, scaffolding preparation for the flooring here, and this unit. So basically, unit 3, 4 and 5, first floor and ground floor of this unit. The rebars are about 90,000 and something. But anyway, that'll keep us occupied for 3 weeks. So anyway, so we can cement that. The reason being I need to do this is because if you look at the roof, it becomes very narrow here. So the roof needs to be U-shaped, otherwise it's going to overlap here. And the reason why I'm doing this first, I feel we need to do this first because here the only thing to be done really is the electrics. The wiring is finished, but we need an inspector from City Hall to come here and install another 3 meters, because when we applied for a electrical permit, we only did it for 2, which is a big mistake. We should have done it all in one go, because now we require a City Hall inspector to come here and inspect my property, which I'm scared about, because they're really corrupt and they might see an opportunity to extort money. So what I'm doing is I'm laying it off, having an inspector come down here until we've at least cemented the structure here, for 3 reasons. Firstly, if there's already a cement structure here, they can't extort money because we've already cemented it. Secondly, they can't look for ways to try and postpone the construction, because all the beams would have been cemented and the floor would have been cemented. So they can't inspect it because it's already covered with cement. Thirdly, I was fortunate to find a welder that lived in the squatter area at the end of the street that will accept $450 a day, which is really cheap. The reason why it's accepting such a low rate, because welders usually accept only contracts or salaries above 500, it's because he's just a neighbour. He lives in the squatter area at the end of the road. So that's another reason. So a welder. Thirdly, if we want to postpone the construction, it's better to postpone it when there's already an exterior, already a shell, because later on down the line when we have money again, if we need to tile it or finish it, do the finishing, you don't require a permit for painting and tiling and stuff. You require a permit for the structure of the exterior. Now, so we need to build the shell anyway before we even rent out the right side building, because obviously if we're renting out the right side building and there's a construction opposite, it's going to be very noisy. At least if we do a skeleton for the left side, we can postpone it and not have to reapply for a building permit, which I'm telling you is a bloody hassle. I've heard that they're even more strict now than they were before, really strict. So I don't want to go through the hassle of waiting 7 months and fighting with the city engineer. I had to threaten them with ombudsman action to make them give us a permit. I don't want to go through that again. I almost died doing it for stress. So let's finish the skeleton first of this. It's not going to be that much. 3 units, 3 floors is about 90,000 worth pesos of bakal. So it's reasonable to do all 5 units for the first floors. It's probably going to cost about 120,000 for the first floor for 5 units. So we're looking at, if this building has 3 stories, then we're looking at all in all 360,000, which is about 6 grand to do the skeleton, the floors for the left side for the metal, and then obviously the cement. We're looking at probably like 150,000 for the cement and gravel and sand. So yeah, I think that's what we should do. And then when the structure is done, that's when we'll call the city engineer to apply for the electrical electric permit here on the right side. It will take about 2 months because we have a cement mixer, and I've increased the amount of people. It will take about 2 months, 2 to 3 months, according to the engineer, to do all the to do all the metal and then until the third story. So 2 to 3 months to finish it, and it'll be a lot cheaper than the right side, because the reason why our right side building was so labour intensive is because the flooring, because we used lightweight materials, we didn't use cement, we used angle bars and C-pilings, metal basically. It required a lining and obviously welding, whereas cement, it's just direct. It's just literally just pour it, and then you just rake it, so it's a lot quicker. The reason being that we used metal, lightweight materials for the right side building is because if you use cement, it requires a boring test, and we require a boring test, which is basically soil sample, charged at 25,000 pesos per bore test, and this building required like 6 in order to get the permit. But because we've already got the permit, we can do it. We can kind of like we can go ahead and not use lightweight materials for the left side, and just because I have a friend in City Hall, so basically. So anyway, that's all going to be cement. So yeah.